and welcome to Foxon Media Digital. I'm Okako. A few weeks ago, we held our flagship event, TSAM London, at the London Stadium. And we had the privilege to have Rachel Rowe, Seismic's RVP Sales, host a panel discussion titled Unify and Simplify Content Creation, Streamline and Accelerate Content Production for Fact Sheets, Commentaries, Pitch Books, and Quarterly Investment Reports without sacrificing accuracy or quality. She was joined by three industry experts and clients, namely Dion Pillai, Head of Marketing, Technology Enablement and Governance at Legal and General Investment Management, Sally Orris, European Distribution Business Services at Fidelity International, and Sharon Wilson, Head of Investment and Product Management Support at Schroders. All were singing praise on how Seismic streamlines and automates their workflows, specifically for their teams to produce fact sheets, market asset class and product commentaries, quarterly investment reports, reviews, and pitch books quickly and efficiently so that firms can scale effectively. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Felix Friston, Senior Sales Director, Enterprise Financial Services at Seismic, to continue that discussion. Hello, Felix. It's great to have you on our channel.
Good to be here. Thanks for inviting us.
Okay, let's jump right in. How does Seismic unify and simplify content creation for asset managers?
Well, that's a good question. And, in 2024, we know that the demand for asset managers to go that extra mile for their clients is pretty vast, right? But for a lot of firms, it's not only that. You need to demonstrate a deep understanding and then be able to add personalization to a lot of this material. The challenge is doing so at scale is pretty hard, particularly when it comes to content. And in asset management, there's quite a vast array of content. You mentioned it there, pitch books, fact sheets, commentaries, quarterly investment reports, all of which are changing month for month and might vary based on location, language, and so on. You multiply that by a few months' time, and you've got quite a lot of material that can turn into quite a kind of burdening task for marketing or an investment team to constantly have to update. So what's the solution? Well, here at Seismic, what we provide, our clients is essentially tools to turn their branded assets into live documents. These documents have real-time data feeding into them, essentially eliminating the need to open up the document, make changes manually each month or month. And not only this, but it further enables the sellers on the front line to take that asset up to date and add personalization, but in a compliant manner that's going to fit the kind of regulatory bounds of which they're working within. The bottom line is basically a ton of time back for your marketing and investor relations team to spend on real bespoke tasks. For sellers, it means making sure you've got the right material at the right time to share with your clients. And at the bottom end, of course, is compliance. So really confident in the material that's going out to the market. Maybe to give you a quick example, we work with a client, Branders Investment Partners. They're an asset manager based out in San Diego. They had pretty similar challenges, right? Tons of different material, 15 different fact sheet sets across multiple languages. But for marketing, to make maybe even a small change, if a graph on a PDF could take 15, 20 hours of working time. The time has gone through some teams. With Seismic, they created a single template which they can generate different material off of, and actually do that across multiple languages and locations. So now, for them, the value is 50% of time back that they measure for that marketing team to actually spend on new stuff, new content, allowing them to put more products out, and that's really where the value is.
So, in a highly regulated industry, how does a single content repository help asset managers?
Sure. Well, we talked about creating content, but in asset management, as we said, we've got such a vast variety of marketing and sales material. It all needs to be pretty easily accessible and up to date, and more importantly, compliant. So as we said, pitch books, fact sheets, commentaries, investment reports, each month rolling, these are changing, and you multiply that by a number of funds and countries, soon you end up with quite a scattered set of documentation across various different SharePoint systems, CRMs, and so forth. For sellers, in asset management firms, this can be quite time-consuming task trying to find the right material each time you're going into a meeting. And it seems small, but you multiply that by a wide team, that's quite a lot of time spent just looking and trying to make sure you have the right content as well. So here at Seismic, we provide a centralized secure content repository where marketing part or investor relations can place assets and make it a single screen that sales can see into to access it. It's role based, so only the right person is seeing the right material for them. Less time sifting through content, but keeps compliance ensuring that they're only seeing the right material as well. Not only that, but by integrating, this single content repository with the latest technology, like generative AI, sellers don't need to just search for content. They can actually ask questions around the meeting they're going to and what content they would be recommended. So they're going to get a ChatGPT-esque response, but also the content that they can take that's brand compliant as well from there. To give you an example, legal and general investment managers, a great client of ours and enjoying the panel as well, they struggled with, quite a disparate set of systems of legacy technology, but importantly for marketing operations, that meant content in a lot of places. So for them, with 400 plus strong client-facing team, that's kind of a lot of time spent sifting through material. So with Seismic, we created a central space to store and house the assets where they can add personalized elements to it. And for them, they measured, 10,000 hours worth of time saved in one period, just actually saving them time on accessing that material as well.
And what is new for asset managers from Seismic?
Well, there's plenty of new stuff from Seismic in the asset management space. I think one that's probably more top of mind at the moment when it comes to the content elements is the kind of growing nuance and complexity of fund commentaries in particular. So for asset management firms, the kind of routine of each month or quarter creating commentaries that kind of verbatim around the performance of each fund can take a little bit of time. You might need to involve the marketing team who have to design what that looks like, reach out to the product team to get the updated results, reach out to the fund manager to get their input and have their actual verbatim written in that. And that cycle can be quite time consuming, involving a lot of emails. Someone's out of office, you've lost them for a bit, and you only need one person to put it in wrong, and now the chain's broken along that. And so from Seismic last year, what we developed was what we're calling Fund Report Orchestrator, or FRO for short. So FRO is essentially a platform designed specifically to streamline this workflow of planning, kind of authoring and editing, and then approving and distributing this sort of material as well. And it's not just fund commentaries, fact sheets, reports, any sort of reporting deliverable that needs multiple people involved. It's essentially a kind of project management system that's going to let you deliver that for you. An example to give you a reference point would be EFG Asset Management. If they cast their eyes back a few years, only a little while ago, they were really struggling with that kind of process as well. Speaking to their team, it would sometimes take 15 days just to get that end-to-end kind of creation, approval, distribution process because they had to get through so many different people and so many different forms. But with Seismic, what we've done is create a single place where they can assign users who need to give their input, track who's completed that. If someone's out, take over and make sure that's input, and then make sure everyone's notified when it's completed as well. The bottom line is, reducing what was 15 days now to just 5 days as well, which, it's small, but it's also allowed them to then do more products, more funds, which they wouldn't have otherwise done as well. So essentially 3x the output from that perspective. So that's the kind of real value. That's something that's new coming from Seismic. And we're having lots of conversations with folk about that.
Well, thank you, Felix, for sharing all those insights with us today.
Well, happy to be here. Yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for watching. Be sure to follow our YouTube channel for more content on all the latest opportunities and challenges in asset management, wealth management, and ESG. And don't forget to give this interview a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button.